Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Shubhamay Mataji, you can get started.
Okay. Mirandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurimilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Today I'm going to read the book Lilamrita, Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, Chapter 7, Jhansi, the League of Devotees. So Abhay had been thinking that perhaps a likely place to start an organization of devotees would be Jhansi. It wasn't a major city, but at least he had found concerned people. The students had listened and accepted and had said they would help. Abe had sensed a certain lack of sincerity and depth in their appreciation and a sentimentality that made him doubt their seriousness. But if he could find a few or even one who was serious, then he would have a beginning. He wanted to preach. That was his mission. Besides, he was already getting older. If something were to begin, it should be now. So he would go to Jhansi again to stay for an indefinite duration. Without much concern for his Allahabad affairs, Abe left his pharmaceutical business with his son and nephew, informing them that he was going to Jhansi. As the train pulled into the station, Abe saw Dr. Shastri waving energetically. They rode together by Tanga to Dr. Shastri's dispensary, and the talkative, effusive doctor promised many preaching opportunities and interviews. Dr. Shastri also spoke of the lore of Jhansi. The site of the present city had formerly been a part of the forest in which Lord Ramchandra had practiced austerities many thousands of years ago. The Pandavas had lived here during their exile, and since then many great Vedic sages and had their hermitages in the area. Jhansi had also been the home of an Indian heroine, Lakshmi Bai, who in the mid 19th century had taken part in starting the Indian independence movement against the British regime. Statues and pictures of Lakshmi Bai riding a horse and holding a sword in her upraised hand were displayed throughout the town. But the Jhansi of 1952 was a crowded, poor city with dirt streets and minimal technological amenities. Dr. Shastri lived alone in a two-story rented building in Jhansi's Sipri Bazar. On the first floor, he had his clinic and upstairs his one-room residence, which he had offered to share with Abhay. The young but influential doctor was a good person to introduce Abhay to receptive citizens of Jhansi, and he was eager to do so. Outgoing and energetic, he moved easily amongst people of his town. He was respectful towards Abe, who was twice his age and whom he appreciated as being firmly fixed in the Vaishnava philosophy and way of life. Dr. Shastri saw it as his duty to help Abe, and he gladly introduced Abe to others and arranged for lectures. Abe and Dr. Shastri would cook and eat together like family members. Abe revealed his idea for a league of devotees, an organization with worldwide scope but based in Jhansi. The citizens of Jhansi, he said, should all take part in helping spread Lord Krishna's mission. Lord Chaitanya had said that Indians have a special responsibility to distribute God consciousness both in India and around the world. Dr. Shastri, in his heart, always it was burning that the whole world was suffering in the materialistic view. Everyone is busy in eat, drink, and be merry. So the whole day he was touring and preaching his mission that was prescribed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Guru Maharaj. He was having iron-willed determination and self-confidence about his mission. He was not doubtful at all. He was Dhridabrata, staunchly determined. Actually, he was always preaching Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gadir Anita. No other way except Hare Krishna Nama. So always discussing, sometimes the whole night he was discussing with me, and sometimes I was fed up. I was requesting, please don't disturb me, please let me sleep. And he, the old man, missionary worker, he was just like a young man. I was a young chap, and he was just like my friend, my elder brother. He was like my guide and teacher, because the preacher is a friend, philosopher, and guide. He was always trying to create a good atmosphere through Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. The whole Bhagavad Gita was his practical life. His mission was not a mission of preaching only, but of practical action. He was also trying to catch me for this mission, and I would try to slip away. I did not think that he would do any miracle for spiritual revolution of the world, although that was what he urged us. While Dr. Shastri tended his clinic, Abhay sat and spoke with patients, occasionally recommending medicines, but mostly preaching. For now, he was content to live and preach in Jhansi. Here was life. People receptive to his preaching, who responded to his urging them to chant Hare Krishna. He desire and determination to leave everything else behind and preach day and night, depending on Krishna for the result were increasing. He began regularly lecturing and chanting at various programs in the city, sometimes at several in one day. On Sundays, he would lecture at the Sadhana Mandir, another day at the Gita Mandir, another day at the Theosophical Society, and regularly in people's home. Mr. Ram Mitra, the shopkeeper poet, maintained a Shiva temple near his home, and Abhay began to perform kirtana and lecture there. Sometimes Mr. Mitra would speak in Hindi on Bhagavad Gita at the Sadhana Mandir, and Abhay would attend. Sometimes Abhay would visit Mr. Mitra at his utensil shop. The shop was in a crowded Jhansi bazaar and opened onto the busy street. Abhay would sit down like an ordinary customer amidst stacks of stainless steel buckets, plates, bowls, and lotus and speak to Mr. Mitra and friends about Chaitanya Charitamrita. Or sometimes he would listen to Mr. Mitra tell about his published book of poetry and his literary reputation. Mr. Mitra saw that Abbay's ambition was no less than to make the whole city of Jhansi alive with Krishna consciousness. Abhay quoted Chaitanya Charitamrita: one who has received the great fortune of taking birth in India should make his life perfect and then do good for others by spreading Krishna consciousness. And Abhay would add, the whole world is waiting, Mr. Mitra, for our spiritual revolution. Mr. Mitra would nod, his handsome, narrow like face forming a smile, but he saw that Abhay wanted people to do more than merely listen to him. He wanted them to do something. Once Mr. Mitra offered Abhay a copy of his book, showing him the foreword by a famous man, and repeatedly mentioned that the great sadhu Vinoba Bhave had liked the poems very much. When Mr. Mitra learned that Abhay was a regular milk drinker, he began offering Abhay fresh milk daily from his cow, a black cow, and black cows. Mr. Mitra said he gave especially good milk. Abhay invited Mr. Mitra to accompany him on foot to nearby villages along with the Kirtana party for preaching, but Mr. Mitra declined, being unable to get anyone to tend the shop for him. Can we stop here? Yeah, take this. So today's reading, to summarize, Abhay thought Jhansi might be a good place to start his organization because he found people there were willing to listen, even if some lacked deep sincerity. Deciding it was time to begin, he left his pharmaceutical business with his son and nephew in Allahabad and returned to Jhansi to stay indefinitely. Then, on the way, he met Dr. Shastri, who took him to his clinic. Dr. Shastri was an influential young doctor. He shared his stories of Jhansi's history, including its connections to Lord Ramchandra, the Pandavas, and the freedom fighter Lakshmi Bai. He offered Abhay a room upstairs from his clinic. Then the two men quickly established a routine, cooking, eating together. Abe shared his vision for a League of Devotees, a worldwide organization based in Jhansi, with the goal of spreading Krishna consciousness as instructed by Lord Chaitanya. Dr. Shastri noted Abhaya's burning desire and determination to preach day and night, even keeping him awake for discussions. Though Dr. Shastri didn't believe Abhay could start a global revolution, he helped him arrange lectures and introduced Abhay to other people in Jhansi. Abhay began regularly preaching at various locations, Sadhana Mandir, Gita Mandir, the Theosophical Society, and private homes. He also performed Kirtana, lectured at Mr. Ram Mitra's Shiva temple. Mr. Mitra, a shopkeeper and poet, listened as Abe emphasized that Indians should perfect their lives and spread Krishna consciousness globally. Mr. Mitra came to know that Abe likes milk and he started supplying milk to Abe from his black cow. Thus Abe continued his Krishna conscious practice.